I've had couples therapy with a narcissist with 2 different therapists. One was so invalidating and actually made me stay, and the second saved my life. The first therapist in no way recognized that this was an abusive relationship. Now, like most victims of abuse, neither did I. I thought he was mean sometimes. That's why this comment is so accurate. You both have to look at yourselves. You both have to be invested in the change. You both need to be able to sit back and kind of look at what you've brought into the relationship where you're making mistakes. And I'm not going to sit here and say that victims of abuse are perfect, but they're not causing the abuse, right? Abuse is rooted in power and control. It has nothing to do with the other person. It's the epitome of victim shaming. This commenter goes on to say that in a healthy relationship, it makes sense, right? In one where there's no abuse, it makes sense. But in an abusive relationship, it is dangerous to have that viewpoint. So we spent 5 or 6 sessions talking about active listening skills and communication. We talked about how he felt like I didn't respect him enough. And I was not safe to explain that I had been strangled before. I was not safe to talk about the consequences of not respecting him. And honestly, this is exactly why when people say if you're having relationship problems, don't tell people, right? Just go to a therapist. Only share your relationship problems with a couples therapist. Why? What's a couples therapist going to do? If you don't recognize it and they're not trained and they don't recognize it, you go in there and you're invalidated. I stayed for 3 years after that therapist. And there were multiple assaults after that. But here I am thinking that we're just having communication issues. I just need to listen to him better. He needed to listen to me too, right? The therapist also said that, but he has ADHD, so it makes it really hard. That's not a dig at people with ADHD. That's how people with ADHD can weaponize it if they are also abusive. I was very lucky that the next therapist was extremely aware of domestic violence dynamics, and she recognized it as abuse immediately. He was often late for our online sessions, and that would give us maybe 5 minutes before he would join to actually talk privately. And I remember when she told me that it was abuse. It was only a few weeks later that she fired us because he admitted to physically abusing me. She honestly recognized it wasn't safe for us to continue. She said that the therapy was actually making things worse. And honestly, she was absolutely right. That woman saved my life.